stealing the TV. Wait. Girl, you moving too slow. Jump in that mother. Ooh. Oh my God. Oh!
I don't even know why we celebrating this ignorant shit. This is totally ignorant. Oh, girl, you let me look. You lost your shit, girl. Oh, she's stealing the whole TV. Whoever's narrating is horrible. Okay, this is why. This is at a Walmart. I don't know if it's in Portland or not, but this is exactly why they are closing stores. This is exactly why, if you're in those areas, you probably not going to have nowhere to shop or nowhere to buy food or groceries. This is exactly why, because of this crap. Because somebody wants something free and they're going to take it. And you know who ends up paying for it? All Walmart does is look, they're not rolling back the prices. They're rolling up the prices because so much theft. Now, believe me, I don't like Walmart as a company because years ago they treat their employees bad. Years ago, they were caught, got in a bunch of employee lawsuits because they wasn't paying their people. So no, I don't agree with Walmart. But come on now, they're not only doing this to Walmart. If people are doing this at Walmart, they're doing this everywhere. Just imagine you owning a store and they come in and start stealing shit. Just imagine. And I got a couple of videos to show you that this is like going on everywhere. It's not just an isolated incident. I want to take you guys to number one, tap in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from or watching from. What city are you located in? Because, a couple of days ago, Walmart just announced that they're shutting down every single last store in Portland. Okay? So Walmart is probably evaluating, hey, is it even worth for us to have these stores open, the loss prevention versus, how much money they're making. So they're evaluating the stores. Portland is probably high on the theft radar. But I guarantee, and Portland is very liberal, and you guys could not agree with me. They're very liberal. Like literally, they let they people, when this whole COVID thing happened, they were letting people live out on the street. It was some type of zone that they had. And it was like, oh, it's a safe zone. And they set up camp out in the middle of the street of like a business district where people couldn't even go and do business. So just imagine what happens if you're living in this type of state. So they're announcing that it's permanently closing all its location in Portland, Oregon over financial reasons. We have nearly 5,000 stores in the U.S. and unfortunately some do not meet our financial expectations. Walmart said in its announcements, according to KPTV, while underlying business is strong, these specific stores haven't performed as well as we hoped. Okay? There are 17 other Walmart locations outside of Portland and Vancouver. A total of 580 employees will be affected. Now, this other video I'm going to show you, like I said, are you part of the problem or part of the solution? Hey, Tamara, thanks for joining us today. Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? And when I say part of the problem, I'm not saying, oh, you're joining in the theft. But are you celebrating these people? Oh, girl, look at that. Oh, girl, you lost your shoe. Oh, taping them. Or are you actually reporting them? And we in the black community, we have this stupid moral code talking about snitches get stitches. When are we going to get rid of that? Because it hasn't gotten us anywhere. It really hasn't. I'm not saying be a Walmart security, but I'm saying we're celebrating ignorance right now. Our culture celebrates ignorance. This girl, Shoni is me. I don't know. Shani is me. I don't know. I don't know. She's going online and talking about Walmart. Talking about, oh, I went viral because they was talking about closing this store down.
Okay, you guys, I am officially up here at the Walmart on 82nd again. Y'all remember my first video that went viral? They are officially closing down. They're closing down due to theft. Now, I'm about to walk up in here and see what they got available. Look at the security. IPS. See what they got up in here, though. Okay, over there. Deli officially closed down. No produce. What kind of produce is this? Who picking through this damn produce? Cabbage looks spoiled. Well, goddamn, look at this. Everything is just empty. Do y'all know when you guys are officially closing? March 24th. They haven't posted up. March 24th is supposed to be the close date. But ain't that some shit? But ain't that some shit? Y'all remember me recording up in here in November for Black Friday? Now look at the stove. I don't even see loss prevention on.
Y'all remember when I was recording up in here for Black Friday? Look at everybody picking over this stuff. Oh, who picking over this? And you don't understand, like, what really irritates me is because, some of these people, they haven't spent their hard-earned money to build anything in their life. And then you have the people that is really in need, that really needs to shop at Walmart. And look, you got employees that's going to lose their freaking job. This is the crap that I'm talking about. And she's talking about, oh, is nothing on. Why would they restock some shit that you gonna steal? Why would they're closing the store? Of course the store is gonna be empty.
On the floor no more. Ain't shit to steal. Shit to take. Look at this. Everything is just empty. I know, girl, on the 24th. I went viral for this.
I went viral for it. Look, I went viral for this. But I went viral.
I ain't got shit. That's crazy. I didn't count about 6, 7, 8 Walmart workers on the floor. That's how you know they closing, honey, because they everywhere. Them blue vests is just popping up on each and every aisle. Blue vest everywhere. I ain't never been in a Walmart and seen so many blue vests come left and right. That's how you know they closing down. They just trying to collect their little last bit of hours, honey. March 24th is their deadline. They closing it.
And like she's happy, like, oh, March 24th. What are you laughing about? I don't understand. What is so freaking funny about this? I mean, I just don't understand that. And now you got people, like I said, before I started going back to the video, you actually have people that need to shop at Walmart because of the prices. But we talk about, oh, there's a food desert in the hood. There's food deserts. We don't get grocery store. We don't have proper access to vegetables, vegetables, fresh fruits, fresh meat. We got to go to the cow dens and buy our meat, and they inject it in dye and it's not fresh. This is why. When a big box store comes in that they can't afford, to roll back the prices, they don't want to do business in the hood. They don't want to do business where they get they stuff stolen. But it's funny. This is funny to them. So the CEO was on Squawk. I guess that's CNBC, like the news, money talk kind of. But he's basically saying,
healthcare, I leave no.
He's talking about or explaining why they have problems. It's been persistent, and they need to close down. This was back in December the 6th. They threatened to close down, and people were like, oh, Walmart is a $100 billion company. Why would they close down? That's just so stupid. It messes totally up with their bottom line. But now they're saying
Talk about,
this is right before.
With theft, with shrinkage, stuff that walks out the door. I've spoken with other retailers who have said this is a national issue, a state issue, a city-wide issue. Laws matter where these things aren't prosecuted. What's it mean to the bottom line? What would you like to see people in Washington and elsewhere do about it?
Yeah, theft is an issue. It's higher than what it's historically been, and we've got safety measures, security measures that we put in place by store location. I think local law enforcement being staffed and being a good partner is part of that equation, and that's normally how we approach it.
But there have been rules that have been changed that make it not something that the police are going to prosecute, or that the criminals won't be prosecuted below certain levels. Does that matter?
If that's not corrected over time, prices will be higher, right, and or stores will close.
And how much of that, though, do you have to go state by state and actually work on that issue? I mean, you see videos now. I saw a video of some burglars in the Apple store, just literally just taking everything that they could. And the Apple employees were told, stand back and just let it all happen. And maybe that's the right decision in the moment, but clearly there's something larger going on.
It's really city by city, location by location. It's store managers working with local law enforcement, and we've got great relationships there for the most part, and that's the way we approach it.
So what would you like to see? What are the measures that, from the Walmart perspective and the Business Roundtable perspective,
overall?
Business Roundtable perspective, that you'd like to see policymakers working on right now?
It's just policy consistency and clarity, so that we can make capital investments with some vision.
Good luck.
That would be nice.
Well, and like I said, you see what the problem is.
Home is the number one
And
homes.
why would Walmart expect employees to intervene? But I've seen some videos where they're intervening. They're intervening. Some of the Walmart's employees are intervening. This one news report came out. Shoplifter pulls gun on police at a Walmart. Phoenix Walmart.
ED Marshall Jewelers annual sale is on now. Enjoy the
and
possible discounts on everything in our showcases.
People were shaken up because it's they said Phoenix, Arizona, but I thought it was Maricopa, and which Maricopa is like an elderly town.
Walmart on 35th Avenue in Southern and Phoenix wasn't able to offer customers the shopping experience they hoped for Saturday.
When I pulled in, I'm like, oh, it's empty. Are they closed? And as I got closer, I see the tape and the parking lot is completely empty.
Drivers rolling up to the store.
I come often, like once a week or so, every Saturday, to get my groceries.
Shocked to hear it temporarily closed after an armed confrontation inside the store just before 11 a.m.
I mean, this is really crazy.
Phoenix police say 35-year-old David Apanya was allegedly trying to conceal items inside the store. He later is said to have pointed a gun at a Walmart employee and at an off-duty officer in uniform. That's when investigators say the officer opened fire and Apanya ran, trying to make his escape into a nearby neighborhood.
I heard like a boom or a pop,
And at first I thought it was like a shelf had fallen off.
Joe Torres, who you're hearing on the phone, says he was inside the store during the shooting. He says he was calm, like most of the shoppers, and wondering what was happening when he says employees were evacuating the store. This is his phone video of them evacuating. You can hear an alarm going off in the distance. Torres says there was a muffled announcement over the intercom.
I'm concerned about their evacuation procedure. There seems that there isn't any. That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
Police say they found the suspect as well as the gun. Fortunately, no one was physically hurt, but there were plenty of rattled nerves.
It's going to feel pretty scary to shop here because you don't know what's going to happen or who you're around with.
We did reach out to Walmart with Joe's concerns, and the company says that they are happy no one was hurt and that it continuously reviews protocols to better serve and protect its customers. Now, we're told that the company is working closely with police and any additional questions should be made to investigators. Reporting in Phoenix, Casey Torres, Arizona's Family.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you see, like some of them, you know, they're stopping people, but like, should I risk my life for stopping a shoplifter? But as they mentioned, the CEO said it himself, we're encouraging all of the workers, just let them go ahead and steal, you know, and only a certain amount will be, over a certain amount will be prosecuted. So I've heard that they're actually, because since everything is cameraed, they're actually getting people license plates and showing up to their house, depending on the amount of merchandise that they stole. So it's like, okay, what is the thing that to stop all this so people could actually have a safe place to shop and just be like a normal place to live? I mean, why does it have to be all this craziness? You know, I just don't understand. This next news article, they were saying they're trying to experience labor costs. So one of the things that they were saying in a couple of these articles or news report, that Target has experienced and Walmart has experienced 50% uptick in theft. Reason being is because they have the self-checkout. Companies are trying to save more money. They don't want to hire nobody. So, hey, this new technology is out, self-scanning. So now we don't need to have a person there to check your bags or, you know, scan the items for you. You could scan the items yourself. But what the people don't realize, they do have smart cameras on the scanner, and they have one point down and one pointing at the scanner, and they actually view if you're actually scanning the item and putting it in your bag. So, you know, so they're saying that the retail U.S. revenue, or roughly $3 billion every year, is about 1% of their revenue, $3 billion every year that they lose to theft. And they're not saying just, you know, customers, they saying employee theft too. So not only the customers are stealing, the employees are stealing. One of the things that what somebody said, I guess this is an employee, they said they should get rid of the self-checkout. The thefts will decrease. You know? And that's probably true. Maybe they get rid of the checkout. Now, this next story I want to show you guys, this is not it. This lady, and this is the same story. I don't know if this is not a Walmart, but this is just a regular store, like a mom and pop store. And the the employee caught her stealing.
So okay, you can leave this in here if you're gonna pay for all this. I have you on camera. Put it down. Sure. Yeah, you're not gonna get another card. I can guarantee you're not gonna get it. Put it down. Let me see inside your bag for you.
Hello. We're open for about another 5 minutes.
I'm gonna go through your bag, or I'm gonna call the police. Let me. Give me your bag. Are you kidding me right now? Open your bag.
I will. Get off of me, please.
Open your bag.
I'm opening it. If you'll get off of me, please.
This is all ours. Take it off.
Get off of me, please.
Take it off.
Get off of me, please.
Take it off. You can't just steal my stuff. Bye. Get out. Go. Get out.
Not all yours.
Those are ours. Are you kidding me?
Oh, sorry.
Bye.
Grab those.
What the hell's wrong with you?
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
I'm doing my job. You're stealing from us.
I'm going to grab my other card. You're being
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, you're gonna walk out with all this crap. You're gonna go get another card that you don't
Dude,
have.
I was literally right
That's
out
ours.
front.
Get
I was
out.
just looking.
Bye.
You are such a... You cannot insult people like that.
Trashy ass boots out of here.
And so you see, and people get mad when you catch them stealing. She actually got mad when somebody called her stealing. To me, that doesn't make any sense. You know, so you're stealing, and then you saying that I assaulted you. You know, that to me, that doesn't make any sense.
That time, John.
There's another video I want y'all to see, and stuff is crazy. Let me see if I might have recorded it. But it's on this Walmart shopper, and she's just like going through the stuff, putting it in her shopping cart, and she had a whole bunch of stuff. And she just leaving her cart. This is it. Leaving her cart where, you know, where she don't think nobody could see it. And then well, I'll let y'all look at it.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
The tires? I don't have tires.
No, I know. I need my stuff. No, I need my stuff in the back. I need my stuff. No, you don't. Yes, I did. No, okay, I haven't bought your stuff. But I need my stuff. No, I want my stuff. I want my fucking stuff. Now let come up. Okay. You take care of it? Yeah. Well, I want my stuff. Okay. Yes, I have. No, I want my stuff back. My stuff back in my purse.
Are you a lineman?
No. And nothing's stuck.
I'm sorry, I have to hold that.
I want my stuff. So go fucking do something yourself. Okay, you can get the fuck out of my face with that shit. I want my stuff. What, bitch? No, I'm leaving. That's all your stuff in there.
She hasn't paid for that at all. She has not. She has not paid for that. What?
And she actually mad because they took their stuff back. You actually mad because you got busted. Does that even make any sense? You are actually mad because you got busted.
Okay, guys, in today's episode of Walmart is trying to rip you off. Watch your back.
What?
Walmart thief got caught.
And he had a mask on.
I'm saying, I told you to try it.
Oh.
I told you to try it.
He been running around the whole damn store.
Yeah. That's been playing with her ties on there. He is scared. Dang, that girl doing the shit.
Walmart thief got caught.
You see?
Two women got caught trying to steal a cart full of stuff from Walmart. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. What did they think was going to happen? The police are talking to them. She looked and turned her head from me. Have fun in jail.
Now this one's crazy, because it's like now Walmart employees assume like you got a lot of bags, you done stole something. He kept on harassing this, and I think they end up checking every single last item, and I think they found out this person didn't steal anything. But you know, when it gets to this point, so this kind of stuff, like, okay, why would I want to shop at Walmart anyway? Because if you're going to do this because I got a basket full of stuff and you profiling, maybe, I'm not for sure, you just accused me of stealing and I wasn't even stealing. So in this several videos like that, like at that point, I would have just left, you know, or this one individual.
It is no longer easy to steal.
That I saw. Let's see if I can find her.
Okay, guys.
When you get caught stealing.
Walmart is not to
No.
stealing from Walmart self-checkout. So Walmart has these.
Well, it's another video that I found. This lady was checking out in Walmart, and the guy was saying, "Hey,
Two women got caught trying to.
you you didn't pay for your stuff, and she actually did. They checked every single last item, and she actually paid for it. And so if I was her, I would have just went back to get a return for my money, a refund for my money, because I'm not gonna patronize a place, give you my hard-earned money, and then you're gonna harass me about stealing and not even steal anything. So, but you have people just randomly stealing crap, and it's just retarded. Like this guy. He's trying to walk out with a whole TV. Both of them. But you see how they got a clear picture of their face. Yeah, clear picture of their face. So they're going to know what these people look like. They know what kind of car that is. It's an orange Dodge, whatever. So you're going to know. And it's so crazy because of all the getaway cars, you picked the orange car. Like, clearly, I know that's an orange car. I know that's an orange car. Look at this lady. She got a 55-inch TV. And the guy, but why is it a black and white couple? The last two it's a black and white couple. Like the black man and a white girl. She wrote it down. To me, that's just ridiculous. That, to me, is just ridiculous. Isn't that car orange, you guys? Let's see. That car look orange to me. This guy got a bad camera.
What's on here, Target? Go here at Walmart, I mean? Anything good?
What was all that about? He trying to steal, and he was like, okay. That's crazy.
What's on here, Target?
Oh, I get it. This guy.
Go here at Walmart, I mean?
I'm not for sure. I don't know if he's still trying to steal it or the other guy.
Employees don't care because they're not getting paid enough to care. Real wages are not keeping up with inflation, and everyone knows.
Hello and good evening, true crimers. A Georgia couple would enter a Walmart and defraud the cashier and make off with over $6,000 worth of merchandise and gift cards. This was a crazy one. So I actually just saw this in the news as I was doing my little skincare mask, and it really caught my attention. Apparently, a couple went into Walmart, picked out over $6,000 worth of merchandise and also gift cards.
Shout out to Ed Archer in Heels. because this is very narrative.
Proceeded to head to the cashier, scanned their items, and they were checking out as normal. Now, as they were checking out, for those of you that know the whole checkout system, I know some people haven't used it in a while due to COVID, a little box will pop up on that credit card machine, and it will ask you to put in your credit card or, you know, different options. You could pick credit card, gift card, however you want to pay. So what this couple did was very crafty and very creative. I have to give them that. I would never even think of this. So they checked out and they asked the cashier to use a card. But it was several different cards that they were supposedly using. So several different credit card transactions were supposed to be going on. Now they would pretend to swipe their card, and when it would say, there's like a button that will pop up, it will say pay with card, pay with cash. They were hitting cash. So they were making it look like they were paying the cashier with cards. However, they were fooling the system by hitting cash and making it look like they were paying cash, but they weren't giving the cashier any cash. I know that's a bit of a mind blur. I just kind of confused myself saying that. And even reading it, I was a little confused. I was like, wait, what? But it's just like some crazy scam and fraud. If you really think about it, it's just a matter of like confusing the cashier by pretending you're hitting buttons and pretending you're using cards when you're really not. So in any event, to make this short, they basically made the cashier believe that they were paying with cash and they didn't pay $1. And they left with over $6,000 worth of merchandise and gift cards. And the police have identified one of the perpetrators. This is the couple pictured above, and the man's name is Jalen Griggs, and he is 19 years old. They have yet to identify the woman. However, police are continuing to investigate this crime as it is ongoing. Hello.
It's so funny because a lot of times they're probably professional thieves, really. A lot of times when they do these things or go in these grab missions or theft missions, they have a buddy system. They usually take somebody with them. Either they're helping with the merchandise or they want to look like a couple or what have you. And a lot of times they have a system and they know how to loop the system to scam people or actually trick, like she said, trick the cashier. And it's probably a loophole in the system because usually if you press cash and it will ask you to put in the cash, if you didn't put in the cash, it will say you still owe a balance. So I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was self-checkout, but it still doesn't make any sense because wouldn't it have, okay, I never received the cash if it's a set checkout because it's electronic. And if it's the cashier, hey, where's the cash at? You said you're paying cash, but you never did. So anyway, that's a crazy one.
So Walmart puts an end to potential theft with the banana trick technique. In its self-checkout.
I've been getting tagged in this video. So the process that he's talking about, ticket switching. And ticket switching has been a huge problem since Walmart decided to take away their cashiers. So for about a decade, okay, people would go into the store, grab a high dollar value item. More than likely it's diapers, electronics, or hygiene. Isn't that amazing? And they'll go into grocery and get like a Kool-Aid packet or something else that brings it for 10 to 35 cents. They will then, if they're really smart, tape it. If they're not, they hold it, scan. With the way that the cameras are getting so good, I just did a video about this. Cameras are so good. They can read your information from your ID. If you do that, you will literally just get police to your house. Now just wait until they hear about the box stuffing. Man, they aren't even prepared, Wally Mart, for the box stuffing trick. My dude, you want to know?
So and that's what I was talking about. They got smart cameras. They could scan. They know where you live at. They have cameras everywhere. So you're not getting away, especially if it's a certain amount.
They don't let employees stop lifting, but want to close stores because of high loss.
Back at it. West Sac.
This is in California.
Come on, bro. Come on, bud. You pop? Yeah. What is your badge? Tell me what to do.
But I thought they been started that, looking at your tickets when you leave. I thought that's been going on for years. I don't shop. The last time I shopped at Walmart, they checked my receipt, so I don't see a problem with that. Maybe the quantities doesn't match up with the quantities in its basket. So I want to leave you guys with this. And maybe it's me just being anti woke or anti liberal. So I equate theft. When you have a high theft, it's because people are not making enough money. And now hear me out. When you're not making enough money, of course, you have a family to feed, you got to figure something out. And maybe that's something out is to steal. I'm not for sure. I've never been a thief. And I never had to be in that situation where I'm scraping just to get by. And if I was in that situation, it was just me. I didn't have a family. Now that I'm married and all that stuff, we haven't had that situation. I mean, things have been kind of tight, but it's never been like, oh, we about to lose something, a car or a house or anything, or we can't pay lights, or it's literally, okay, we gotta not buy cheese or we gotta eat rice and beans for a month, to get by. But anyway, before I start rambling, so do you think legalization of weed, now hear me out, the legalization of weed in some states have attribute to people not wanting to work, and also attribute to the people that does work, they just do the bare minimum, or they only could get a certain type of jobs. Now I know, since if you're in the service industry, I know it's like the pay doesn't keep up with inflation. I know that. But like when I was making minimum wage, I had several jobs. And I've been very fortunate enough that I only made minimum wage a few times in my life. And this is like when I was young, like 17. So, but I always have several jobs. Even when I made above minimum wage, I always had several jobs. So my question, do you think that's attributed to, hey, I don't want to work? Weed is legal. I don't want to work. And most of these states that they're having high theft is, like Democratic cities. I don't know. I think it attributes. So I got this one story before I get offline, you guys. I got about 18 more minutes. So shout out to my North Carolina A&T Aggie Pride. That's my alumni. I graduated from an HBCU college. I got my engineering degree. This is about maybe 13, 14 years ago. I graduated from there. But at the time, while I was at North Carolina A&T, is located in Greensboro, I was hanging out, and I was a non-traditional student. So I went to go get my degree when I was in my late 20s. So long story short, I end up becoming friends with someone, and she told me, hey, Chawanne, can I crash with you? My lease is up on my apartment. Can I crash with you for 3 months? I think she said 2 to 3 months, because I'm enlisting in the Army, in the military. And my ship date is blah, blah, blah. I'm not for sure. This was in December sometime. So I was expecting for her to be gone like in January or February. So anyway, I let her crash with me. So during that time, I didn't have a problem with that because I was interning. I was interning at Duke Energy. And during that intern, we had a turnaround. And the turnaround is basically where they change out pieces of equipment. And the plant is shut down, but they change out the pieces of equipment. And basically, I was doing like project management work. And basically, I was working like 16-hour days. So I said, okay, that's cool. You could stay with me. And so I swear to God, every day I would leave at 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4:30 in the morning, because I had to be there at 5. I would get home around, it would be like 6 or 7 or maybe 8. And the plant that I was working, it was like a 20 to 25 minute drive. So it was late at night. I would literally come home and she would be in the same spot. I only had a 1 bedroom, so she was sleeping on my couch. She would literally be in the same spot. And what the problem is, this is the reason why I'm bringing up this story. She smoked weed. And me being naive, and I didn't know, I didn't really know much about the military. I mean, the most that I've known about the military, I was like in ROTC in high school. But I didn't really equate the two. Okay, how's she going to enlist in the military and she smokes weed all the time? And I swear to God, it had to be, she stayed with me for about 5 months. She was only supposed to be there about 2 months. And literally every day she would be on the couch when I leave. And when I come back, she would still be on that same couch, laying down or watching some damn TV. So I started to get pissed off. Like, you ain't I didn't charge her anything because I know she wasn't really making no money. And she had to be like 2 to 3 years older than me. And to this day, one of my girlfriends came down to visit me, and she was like, Chawanne, she just using you. I'm trying to be all nice. She was like, no, Chawanne, she need a place to stay. And I will be I had this little change jar, just imagine, I had a nice little apartment. And like I said, I was a non-traditional student. So I had me a car. I had furniture, and it's nice furniture, because part of my schooling, how I paid it, is because I had a 401k, at my previous job. So I had money saved up. So I wasn't really wanting for nothing. So that wasn't the problem. And then, of course, me and being an engineering student, an intern, I was making pretty good money as an intern, and then making overtime, money. So that wasn't the problem. But I had this little change jar, you guys, and it had like quarters or something in it, and it had like $80 in there. And for some reason, I needed some change, and I went to go check my change, and the change, it kept on dwindling down to nothing. I'm like, this bitch stealing my money. It was quarters and stuff like that. And finally, I left a note, and I said, her name is Jasmine. I forget her last name. Jasmine, stop stealing my shit. That's why I left a note in there. And so after that, my girlfriend, she made her feel so uncomfortable living with me about a couple of weeks afterwards. After my girlfriend left, because my girlfriend, she stayed with me. And I'm saying girlfriend, don't get it twisted, is my homegirl. After my homegirl, she came down and stayed with me. And she stayed for about a week, and she made her feel so uncomfortable, she decided to leave about maybe 2 to 3 weeks later. But she never enlisted in the Army, number one. And number two, she smoked weed. So my story is, do you think smoking weed, all this legalization of weed, has a tribute to where society has gone? Hey, I'm lazy, I don't want to work. Because they already said a lot of younger people are not looking for jobs. They don't want to work. They want to steal and kill and destroy. Look, the classic devil mentality. They want to kill, steal, and destroy. All my church going folks, you probably know what I'm talking about. But what I'm getting at is like, do you think society is kind of lost, and does it attribute to the weed? Legalization of the weed is like the gateway drug. And is it because if it's because of the liberal states? You know, do you think that? That's just a question out there for you guys. Type it in the comment section. And thank you for tuning in once again.